Okay, so you have to really quickly, in 1 second, name a military title, a military rank. So what was it? The military lieutenant? You don't even know how to pronounce that. Sergeant, because they have to be really quick. Not new song. So yeah, man, this is a joke. No, it's not a joke. The books that are read, and people should catch up on their knowledge in European history. Oh no, I'm well, me, yes. Well, people in from my class, like all the classes I've been to, are very knowledgeable in history. They're very keen. They have knowledge and they have respect for. Oh my god, porn. Like I hate it. Like no, there's like people like it's so cheesy. But like for example, this is not cheesy. This is not cheesy. This is not cheesy. This is well. My favorite one. Oh, this is for example, a 14th century monarch of Sweden, and those are facts. I love facts as a professional procedural lawyer, advocate. I'm an advocate. You know, Lucas' dad was an advocate, and his mother was a witch. Don't want to see her face. Now, the mother was a witch and lived in a wild lived in Babylon. Now, the Babylon, did they really live in Babylon? Well, have they? I think they have. Well, for example, this is now keeping it for good times, but many ancient Near Eastern institutions engaged in practice of granting land to competent staff, conditional grants of loyalists, well, Sargonic period. The old Babylonian, the Hittites and Egypt, who were getting Babylon invades removed many Israeli priests to Babylon after sacking Jerusalem and kept. What have they kept? They kept returned to Canaan. Fresh maternal Mitzah, Isaac, Jeremiah, Jeremiah, Amos, Hosea. Well, that was 18 before the Common Era. Some of biblical land rules. Right. So this is something that I'm very like attached to. I've written this article 2 years ago, as in running away from jail is a Beastie Boys composition, but generally it's a theme. Alcatraz, yeah, me and my friend, I had this friend who was a gym professional. They have attended Dobishevsky High School and Pauka, so Dobishevsky. And we also had this friend, Kuba, but there was like in law school, it was like Kuba, and I was like, well, I went to Dobishevsky. I went to that high school. It is located in Lower Street, Shadolny. And well, yes, and it was like one of the high schools. Batorig and another good school. Why am I mentioning? But there's like Reitan, for example. Yes, Reitan. What else is there? Probably nothing. And the Holy Covenant of the Middle Kingdoms and the New and the Mesopotamians, sacred covenant of the kingship groups. High school, HS. That was like the first project in my school that I had was not Marx. It was to do a poster, a 15-year-old about religion. But since I was more into like reform, not a fan of religion. My friend Yaakov, my boyfriend Yaakov, was born April 25th, 1948. No, he was born in 1944. And when he was his mom, because his dad died, his dad Nathan was killed by the German. I like Germany. I like modern Germany. It's really nice. I like the Germany country because it's like people are so they're so well organized. I have a friend Thomas in Germany whom I met in the new school. It was a music school in Manhattan, and then like this in Cardozo Law School. I like Cardozo. Like I prefer Cardozo than Harvard. Harvard, yeah, but I'm not dealing with kids. But I really love Cardozo because it's the Yashevet. אני אוהבת לעשב, לעשות. Well, the point message here being that I love to sit and study the Talmud. And this article we have written. Really happy with this article. The Hebrew memorable cautionary tales involved King's Ahab forcible acquisition of Nimrod, Nabuch, winner, Jezebel, Ahab's wife. Jezebel is a prostitute in the Bible. Ishtar, Lipit, Ishtar, the Torah codes, Song of Wine tribes, indeed. Hittite laws, my boyfriend, I had a husband who, like, they were playing that he's my husband. Like, a French man named Mathieu Rousseau. He came up to me, really, like in 2019, I was at the university, Warsaw University, and they were like, oh, those like Ukrainians. I was like, oh no, not another Ukrainian speaking to me. That's annoying. Well, and this French man comes up to me because I was printing this journal that we created, the Journal of Our Society. And I'm printing it, and comes this really attractive, kind of like large body, but he's a Taurus. He's not a Tauros. He's a Taurus, a buffalo, and a buffalo, also a beaver. A beaver. I'll probably film my beaver in a second. To the name of God, and he's like, yeah, I'm dealing with space law, and I'm an archaeologist, and it was all a coincidence. It was a coincidence, was not planned, and so I have really gained much very pleasant insights. Because he was just playing. He was telling me like when I was a child, I was born in Paris. In France, and when I was just born, also Yaakov was also a Taurus, and my boyfriend, I had this boyfriend for many years. I met him when I was a first year law student in 1958, 1960, 1970, 1978, first year law student. And it was like Wojciech, but we translated it into law because it's an untranslatable name, Wojciech Jerzykowski. And they're also a Taurus. Yeah, but because we share my boyfriend Lucas with Professor Wojciech Jerzykowski, like they're homosexual, and like, well, I haven't noticed that they're homosexual. And the same situation when when Ava said that. Because we went to see the film The Broken Flowers with Bill Murray, and The Broken Flowers, and he like visits his old girlfriend, like a guy who he's the groundhog. Like, he wakes up and he's from a different reality. He's a groundhog. Like, he wakes up a long winter, and Ava said in the scene, well, they're like, it's kind of cool. Like, Penny, who has 5 brothers, and when Bill Murray arrives at their place, at their home in the south of the United States of America, they take out the rifles, like right away. They're like, came here to raid on Penny, and there are 5 guys living together with Penny, and it's like their sister. Oh, it depends, but it's Penny. They 5 guys protect Penny. But one of the encounters, like, memories, like, it's a guy who has strong memories, Bill Murray, and he meets one of his ex-hippie girlfriend, and his girlfriend, who's like a sweet hippie, and it's very sweet, and then the next he meets his ex-girlfriend, who became a to say the right word, a communicator of animals, like a spiritual psychic of the mentality of Balei Chaim, of the owners of life, so of all live creatures. So talks with the animals, and is like a person who communicates with the species apart from Homo sapiens, and Chloe Savini, and Scorpio, November 18, plays sitting at the counter. It's not an indie film. It is a real film, and it's not like Kids 1995. And ooh, no, I'm not laughing. That's like a really bitterness and ruin. On me. Bites the tongue that seeks rejection. Grudges break your back. Are you all you bear? All you carry. Place it right. Write on me any words of the King of the Kings, of the King of the God of the All Kings. Ah, my boyfriend, my father, who like after the concert I would see them, not see them, I'd be like there and be like waiting for me. I have a girl, I have a cute girl. She's waiting for me, but I'm heck bent like Dostoevsky. Well, yeah, but the heck bent on the armchair is bent, and his son, his 9-year-old son, would be spending time with his dad after the show. After the show, and like every rhyme of everything that James says, everything that James says is going to be so good. For example, one man does not give a damn. I'm not even singing it, but I play it good. And there is a kind of Arabic, but no, I wanted to say a Berean, like from the Berean Persia. Because the people that traveled, they moved from Israel. Some moved to Babylon to restore the temple. The temple has been reborn with all the miracles. The temple has been restored. Of the holy city of cities and the holy land of the cities, and the city of the capital of the holy land has been reborn with the miracles via Uranus and the planet Neptune and Uranus. Right, and he's great. He's like he's a humanitarian. I love Mr. Waterberg, and so and other like to the Iberian Peninsula. I should have a map of the world. Do I have a map of the world? I have a map of the world, and so that riff in Murder One. It's a classified classification of manslaughter. There's mayhem, which is dismemberment, and murder. One, which is with malice aforethought, generally when it is done deliberately. So then they say like a list of criminals who crimes against the health and the life. So they're taking away the life of another. That is the military definition from Texas, from Johnson Space Center. Like people who work in the administration of the Bureau of Nautical and Space Acquisition, and that riff in Murder One. Oh yeah, the Murder One. So there's classified types of manslaughter, and you can distinguish if you're actually dealing with that. And so Murder One. In there, the riff, like actually, I'm good at this. Oh, honey plays this riff, and plays it, and so our friend Miguel Texeira. No, that's magic. No. That is like a rib cage. That like it is. It's just very unusual because sometimes you get midgets. 1939, they gathered 200 midgets in a studio and filmed what it was, the Yellow Brick Road. And then you get like people, like for example, Miguel Angel Cruz. Oh, the rib cage. I'm not comparing people yet. The Gemini, and I love the Gemini as an idea. Carve your name onto my arm, but. Man, it's a coincidence. It was not inspired. That is a divine coincidence. It happens, and you can't predict it. For example, my relationship with Valentin. Yes. I mean, I have a pretty strong bond with Gemini. Of course, the same as yourself, except they're more outgoing, and they have the cool ability. I have this ability. I learned it from I obtained that from Mikkel, from telepathy, so communication without words, and Gemini is a master of communication. That's wonderful. And in the riff, in the Murder one, it's kind of from here, in this situation. It's from the Iberian Peninsula, and they're like thinking like, where should we go? Magical places. I love Venus. Also, I did have this very close friend who was dealing with space, a French man named Mathieu. My name is Mathieu Rousseau, and he did not speak Polonite at all. He was like, no, I don't speak it. Like, I understand, but I don't speak it. And he was telling me like, well, I've been working as an archaeologist in digging like camp, like where you go for excavations, and I have dug out a old from the Roman times, from ancient Rome, a tablet where one of the senators have been writing letters, and I also found a love letter of a person who lived in ancient Rome when they spoke Latin, and I was like, oh, that's really sweet. And I gave him a calendar, I gave him a present, I gave Mathieu, and Mathieu was playing my husband. He was playing my husband also in my dream. I had this like strange dream that he was in this store in Chelsea called the Right Aid, where I did my grocery shopping when I lived in the new school, and that Mathieu was there, and that he was like at grocery shopping, and that he was that he had my things, and I was like, well, you don't have to do that. I'm not into like female attributes. I don't need that. So yeah. So it was very, and they're like, yes, I'm also dealing with space. But like I lived in Vienna. That was a very like interesting. I know because like very interesting. I only talk to myself. I go outside and talk to myself. Outside when I run, I talk to myself. And because why do I talk to myself? Because I have a lot of compartments. Oh yes, I have a very spacious mind frame that I fill out with joyous ideas. Even my vanity is clean. My vanity is like I have organized it nicely. My vanity. So about those compartments, a pile of socks, a seat, a caliber seat, French zodiac. Look, actually it has it. It has it. Capricorne, Sagittaire, Poisson, Bélier, Taureau, Géminaux, Cancer, Vierge, Balance, Scorpion, Lion, Cancre, Capricorne, Poisson. It's a mystery train. I was driving through the mystery train. I am driving through the mystery train. Compartments. I have a lot of those compartments inside of my spacious mind. My favorite zodiac sign is Aries. I feel so much fire and passion towards Aries. Why? I like March, and I like April, and it's magical. They create magic. My boyfriend Lucas was April 14, and that was the great. Oh God, they had Mars. The planet Mars has a very, very strong magnetic inside of the core. Emits very strong gravity. Like, oh, it's not a strong earth, but it is very powerful and it's magical. And see, all the people have been, like, all the who has been in all the Viking are favorite, but also, you know, the most magical places are usually the other way around. Oh, Pickering. Tarsus Montes, Tempeta, see the south. The south is magnifier grounds. Certis mejor. Huygens, a famous guy. But yes, but definitely those are a lot to discover. Laboratory, very, very, very fascinating. The article that we wrote by Paul Larson, space traffic management, the model. Yet it's like very legal. I'm not into that. Like you know, why it's not. It's it's not attractive. I have injured my ankle with the dumbbell, and it hurts me because I have like this I have a knot of nerves and like on my ankle. I'm gonna photograph it because it looks ugly. Yet it hurts because there's like a knot because there has been there has been nerves taken from a different place, and they've been inserted in there. And when I touch it, like when I touch that place, I get like this a porażenie, it's like a very painful, like a striking of a electrical current. It hurts. So it hurts me when I bump myself on the left side with with like a hard object. It really hurts. So like I cannot touch myself in that area because it's painful. So and I hit myself. I just like was not hit myself, but I just walked in through here and it hurt me. So it does hurt because I have pain in that area because it's like it's not that it's sensitive. It's not that it's not the favorite word of every person out there. They like to say that they like to use the word numb because it rhymes with dumb, but it's not that feeling. It is actually difficult to describe it. I never think about it, but it's not interesting to go over to it because. Well, it's ununderstandable because it's not natural, that feeling. So yeah, but it hurts. Yeah, it hurts. Yeah, but you know, someone's dealing with like chronic pain. Well, Kronos. Yeah, but you know, you compensate for pain, I guess. But I'm not an amateur of pain. A lot of people they're going through pain and they give it back, but I'm intelligent. I'm very intelligent, so I don't do them. I'm not like. I'm not a psycho cluster.